important here also. Okay, thank you.
So nana anekani shastrani praharana sadhanani yesham te. So those they for whom men there are for whom the sadhana of striking of yeah striking are many shastras. Basically, those who use many shastras to attack. So praharana means attacking, and sadhana means the means of attacking. So the means are many shastras, weapons. Yuddhe Visharada Nipuna ityartha. So they are expert Nipuna in Yuddha Kala, in art of battle, in the art of battle. In India, uh, if you go to the music field, so there you have Visharada as a degree, like bachelor's, master's. So there we have, even maybe in foreign, out of India also, but in India, Visharada is a musical degree, Visharada. And Visharada is a Sanskrit term which means Nipuna, Visharada, Pravina, ityadi. Tatah kim iti aha. So now Duryodhana having told about his army who are ready to give up their life for his purpose. So Dronacharya might be thinking, Tatah kim. So what now? like now, what will happen after you have told about all these things? Then Duryodhana is saying, Aha, अपर्याप्तं तदस्माकं बलं भीष्माभिरक्षितं पर्याप्तं त्विदमेतेषां बलं भीमाभिरक्षितं तत् तथा भूतैर्वीरैः युक्तमपि भीष्म भीष्मेण अभिरक्षितम् अपि अस्माकं बलं सैन्यम् अपर्याप्तं तैः सह योद्धुम् असमर्थं भाति. So now Duryodhana is saying that although we have Veera, soldiers, brave soldiers like that, mentioned in the previous verse, and although we have personality like Bhishma Dev, who is protecting our Bala, our strength, our army, still Sanyam Apryatam, still our Sanya, our Bala, our army, our strength is aparyapta, is insufficient to fight against Pandava's army. This is Sridhar Swami's take on it. I think Baldev Vidyabhushan or Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur takes another side of Aparyaptan and Paryaptam. इदं तु एतेषां पाण्डवानां बलं भीमेन अभिरक्षितं सत् पर्याप्तं समर्थं भाति. And on the contrary, on the other side, the strength of Pandavas, which is being protected by Bhima, is sufficient. Samartham is sufficient for Paryaptam Samartham Bhati. भीष्मस्य उभयपक्षपातित्वाद् अस्मद्बलं पाण्डवसैन्यं प्रति असमर्थम. Because Bhishma is partial towards the Pandavas, although he's standing on our side, fighting, apparently fighting from our side, but he is also taking part in the Pandavas' army by through emotions, let's say, or like that. So, and so that's why Bhishma Dev is Ubhaya Pakshapati. Ubhaya means both the sides. Pakshapati means literally it would mean taking the side of. So Bhishma is taking the side of both Kauravas and the Pandavas. That's why Duryodhana is saying that that's why Asmat Balam, our strength, is asamartha. Asamartha would be is insufficient in front of Pandava's strength, Pandava's army. Whereas on the other hand, भीमस्य एक पक्षपातित्वात् एतत् बलम अस्मत् बलम प्रति समर्थम भाति. And because Bhima is ek pakshapati, he is only exclusively, solely taking the side of Pandavas. He has got no affection for the Kauravas. That's why their strength, Pandavas' strength, is samartha. They are samartha. They are, it's sufficient in front of our army, our strength. It appears like that, Bhati.
So, Bhati means it appears like that, huh?
Yeah, Bhati literally means it appears to be samartha. It appears to be sufficient, it appears to be insufficient.
Oh, it's like seems like okay.
Seems like, means it's
One
not, it's because it's not a proper fact and figure. It's an assumption of Duryodhana. So that's why words like bhati, kriyas like bhati, and so on are used.
one more question. Pratyasamartam Pandava Shainyam Pratyasamartam, right? So Prati means in against, right? Or in comparison.
A Pandava
That
Sainyam Prati, uh, towards Pandava Sainya in this case.
I see. Okay.
Now Prati here doesn't mean like Pratikula, that artha. That is a different thing. Here Prati is used with Dvitiya Vibhakti. So Pandav Sainya Prati towards Pandava Sainya.
I see. Okay.
Asmat Balam Prati towards our strength. Okay. Or in that sense also we can say against that Asmat Balam Prati Samartham. Their strength is sufficient against our strength. That's also accepted. Against our strength. So yes.
Okay. Against.
Against could also be there, no problem. Tasmad bhavadbhi eva vartitavyam iti aha. So therefore, all of you should behave in this way. Vartitavyam would mean should behave. What is that? What should they do? What should be their duty? Ayaneshu cha sarva. What is
Okay,
that?
go ahead. I thought you're asking question.
अयनेषु च सर्वेषु यथा भागम अवस्थितः भीष्ममेवाभिरक्षन्तु भवन्तः सर्वैः एव हि अयनेषु व्यूह प्रवेश मार्गेषु यथा भागम विभक्तां स्वां स्वां रणभूमिम् अपरित्यज्य अवस्थिताः सन्तः सर्वे भीष्मम् एव अभितः रक्षन्तु यथा अन्यैः युध्यमानः पृष्ठतः कैश्चित् न हन्येत तथा रक्षन्तु. So Ayaneshu refers to the Vyuha Pravesh Margeshu. All the entrance, all the paths which lead, all the entrance paths which lead to the Vyuha. The Vyuha could be the military phalanx, as Prabhupada translates. So, yatha bhagam vibhaktam swam swam. So, as you all are divided in your positions, yatha bhagam, so you should stay there. You should stay there in your own places, appointed, allotted places, spaces, and ranabhumim aparityajya, and having not leaving the battlefield and your own places, you should stay there. Avasthitaha santah. Sarve, and then sarve bhishmam eva abhitah rakshantu, and then everyone should protect Bhishma Deva from all sides, abhitah, so that yatha anyaihi yudhyamanaha, so that while Bhishma Dev is fighting with others, anyaihi saha yudhyamana, prishtatah kaishchit na hanyeta tatha rakshantu. So while Bhishma Dev is fighting with others, so meanwhile no one should kill him or should try to harm him from behind, prishtatah. Tatha rakshantu. In that way, you should protect him. Okay. Bhishma balena eva asmakam jivitam iti bhavah. And because of the strength of Bhishma only, asmakam jivitam iti bhavah, we are alive, or our strength has got life, our army has got life. This is the meaning.
Hmm. Bro, one question. So in those days, uh, attacking from behind is considered illegal, isn't it?
Yes, I also heard the same. Yes.
But how come then protection is required when it is illegal?
Means, like in Mahabharata, many things, many such things happened which were unfair. Like,
Right, right.
so now, see, even though it's not fair, it's unfair. Things like attacking from behind, attacking after the battle is over, like when the sun is set, and so on. But Duryodhana knew in his mind from the very beginning that I'm going to employ any means to win this battle. So
Hmm.
now, because that's is in his mind, so he's assuming that the other party may also employ any mean to be victorious. That's my understanding, actually.
I was
Yeah.
thinking like this too, Prabhu.
So that's
Atman manyate jagat.
Yeah,
yeah.
I was also thinking the same. So,
So that's my little understanding on this, and I never thought on in this direction, but so that's how Duryodhana is considering, and of course Krishna, he did things like that even from Pandava's side, so which looked like a dharma, but because it was Krishna doing himself, so or Krishna inspiring himself, so it was dharma, like Ashwatthama, the case of Ashwatthama Hato, Mrita Kunjarova, Narova, and all. So, like that.
okay, Prabhu.
तदेवं बहुमान युक्तम राज्ञो बहुमान युक्तम ओके राज्ञो दुर्योधनस्य वाक्यं श्रुत्वा भीष्मः किं कृतवान् तदाह. Okay, one more thing here is that, like, shloka 10 was spoken to Drona, and Drona's name was taken prior to Bhishma. Now the Acharya says, and also the devotees explain that because Bhishma Dev was standing just next, and he overheard the statement where Drona's name was taken before than him. So being elder, it's quite natural to feel disrespected and underestimated. So Duryodhana, he guessed in his mind that now Bhishma Dev has become upset in his mind. So in order to please him, he had this special verse here that all uh, protection should be given to him because he's the key person.
Hmm.
Again, politics. So now tadevam bahumana yuktam ragyo duryodhanasya vakyam shrutva, having heard such flattering statement, or such, yeah, respectable statements from Duryodhana, from King Duryodhana actually, here King Ragyo, who is bahumana yuktam. Um okay. So bahumana yuktam is visheshana of vakyam. So having heard such a statement from Duryodhana, which is full of samman, respect. So now Duryodhana is giving respect through that statement, the previous statement. So after having heard that, Kim Kritwan Bhishmadev, what did Bhishmadev do? That is being told here. Tasya Sanjanayan Harsham Kuru Vriddha Pitamaha Singhanadam Vinadyochaihi Shankham Dadmau Pratapavan. So,
Prabhuji,
yes, Prabhu.
so so here this Bahumana Yuktam is a Visheshana of Vakya. So there is a lot of distance even in a normal sentence also. Ragya Duryodhanasya Vakyam. So that is quite natural, huh? I see.
So I also thought before that okay, Bahumana Yuktam is connected with Ragyo Duryodhanasya, and I took it in the way that Duryodhana, who is very puffed up, Bahuman.
Hmm.
Bahuman, what is that? Another word for pride? Uh, Man generally means pride. His money. So I thought like that, but then I saw this Bindu here,
Oh.
and then it doesn't seem to be sixth case as of Ragyah and Duryodhanasya. So Bahumanyuktam Vakyam. Evam and so. So Tasya Ragyah Harsham Sanjanayan Kurvan पितामह भीष्मः उच्चै महान्तं सिंहनादं कृत्वा शंखं दद्मौ वादितवान्. So in order to uh, generate happiness of in Duryodhana, Pitamaha Bhishmadev, grandsire Bhishma, he Dadma Vaditwan, he blew his conch shell loudly like a great roar of the lion. Mahantam Singhananam. Okay. तदेव सेनापतिः भीष्मस्य युद्ध उत्साह what is this उत्साहम okay उत्साहम आलक्ष्य सर्वतो युद्ध उत्सवः okay युद्ध उत्सवम I think this is I maybe युद्ध उत्सवम आलक्ष्य सर्वतः युद्धोत्सवः प्रवृत्तः इति आह. So when Bhishma Dev blew his conch shell like a Singhanada, so by saying Singhanadam, it means that the conch shell's sound was so loud that it spread everywhere, especially in Kaurava's side. So now all the army, the Kaurava army, became very excited and very full of enthusiasm because their Senapati, commander in chief, or Senapati would be what? Commander in chief in English? Maybe Senapati. The
Yeah, army head, right?
yeah, so Senapati. So when the Senapati Bhishma blew his conch shell, so so his utsaha for yuddha was to be noticed in that blue, in that sound. So now, after that, Sarvatah Yuddha Utsava Pravritta. So everywhere in Kaurava's army, there was an Utsava, a festival of battle. Basically, everyone was infused with enthusiasm to fight. Now we are here to fight. It's like a motivation. Tataha, one thing is that just I noticed or observed, Duryodhana is trying his level best to incite, to instigate, to inspire, and whatever words we can use, to motivate pe- people like Dronacharya, Bhishma Dev, and so on, so that they fight. But when Bhishma Dev just blew his conch shell, no words, no motivation speech, everyone feels inspired. So just
Charisma.
Karishma, just an observation. So genuine people, they don't need to shout out every time. So
So he was, Chaitanya Charan Prabhu was saying that Bhishma got irritated. This guy is not keeping quiet. He's simply speaking something. Okay, let me blow the conch.
okay.
Anyways, it is his interpretation.
Okay. ततः शङ्खाश्च पणमानकगोमुखा सहसैवाभ्यन्यन्त सशब्दस्तमुलो भवत्. Panavaha, Anakaha, Gomukha cha, Vadya Vishesha. So these are all different types of Vadyas, musical instruments, Panava, Anak, Gomukha. Sahasa eva tat kshanam eva abhyahanyanta vadita. So they were blown, they were sounded tat kshanam, immediately and all together. So sahasa eva tat kshanam eva. Tat kshanam means instantly. Just after, or, or it can mean two things. One thing is just after Bhishma blew his conch shell, tat kshanam, everyone started blowing their own drums or whatever. Or it could mean while Bhishma is still blowing his conch shell, everyone started rolling, beating their drums and all. So such a Shankh Adi Shabdah Tumulah Mahan Abhavat. So that sound of conch shell and other things, other instruments, became a great sound. Mahan. Tumula is Mahan, Tumula is tumultuous, a mixed sound of all the instruments together. Now just imagine uh, Akshohini, 11 Akshohini Sena in Kaurava's side. And let's consider how many fighters, soldiers altogether? Few lakhs, right? So now few lakhs of soldiers, each one of them, they're blowing their own instruments. How tumula that sound would be. You know, when in a kirtan, we play one, two, or three instruments, like let's say harmonium, two kartals, one mridanga, and something. So five to six instruments. So then also sometimes we feel okay, too much sound now, many instruments. But now lakhs of instruments are being played simultaneously. So it has to be tumula, Mahan. And of course,
Oh,
yes, yes, Prabhu.
An- the Vasudeva's name is also Anakadundubi, right? What is
Yes,
that?
yes. Yes, Anaka Dundabi. I mean, I don't know what do they say in modern times, but we just know them by names like Gomukha, Anaka, Panava.
How can you keep a musical instrument as the name?
How?
How can someone keep a musical instrument as a name?
Oh, I mean, uh, in India, you can have name any name actually.
Oh, Venu is a name also, right?
Venu is a name. In India, there was one saint here. I think he was a saint or he was a landlord in Vrindavan actually, just sometime before. His nickname was Dokodi.
What is that?
Now, Dokodi. Now,
Do-
Kodi is like a cent, paisa. Like you have dollars and you have cents. So in India we have like rupees and paisa, so and lower than paisa is kodi. Now it doesn't even exist. Kodi, ek kodi, do kodi. So person's name was do kodi. 2 paisas or something like that. So I was surprised when I heard that. So people can have name varieties of names.
Why two? Why not three paisa?
Means who knows what Dokodi, and he was Dokodi Baba. Everyone knows him in Vrindavan like by the name Dokodi Baba.
Oh, was he taking 2 cents or something like that from somebody?
I really don't know what is the logic, but names can be like that. ततः पांडव से सैन्य प्रवृत्तम युद्ध उत्सवम आह ततः इति पंचमी. Now beginning tatah, the 5 shlokas will describe the yuddha utsavam, the utsaha of battle, which was prevailing in the Pandavas army. Okay. ततः श्वेतैर्हयैर्युक्ते महति स्यन्दने स्थितौ माधवः पाण्डवश्चैव दिव्यशङ्खौ दधमतुः. ततः thereafter कौरव सैन्य वाद्य कोलाहल. Kolahal is like
Big celebration.
this is a mixed. Generally, it's used in a negative sense also. Like, like for example, in a school, in a class, when students they make noise together, so that's also known as kolahal. And teachers they say in Hindi, kolahal mat karo, don't make kolahal. So Kauravas tumultuous Mahan Shabd, that's Tumula Shabda, is referred to as a kolahal, a nonsense sound, so to say. That's my interpretation. So
Alam
Kaurav,
Kola we have, right? Alam
yeah,
Kola.
something like that. Alam kolahalena. So
Kola.
Tritiya. So Kaurava Sanya Vadya Kolahala Anantaram. So after the great Kolahala generated from the instruments of the Kaurava Sanya, स्यन्दने रथे स्थितौ सन्तौ श्रीकृष्णार्जुनौ दिव्यौ शङ्खौ प्रकर्षेण दद्मतुः वादयामासतु. Then Shri Krishna and Arjuna, who were situated on a chariot, Prabhupada uses the word stationed, if you remember, who are stationed in the chariot. They blew their transcendental conscience. Yes. Rishikesh.
What is Prakarshena?
Prakarshena is they also played it loudly.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Like means how can we say that? Like the conch shell was blown in its full potential. You know, sometimes we blow a conch shell, and because of we sometimes we blow, it also makes some sound, but it could be blown even more loudly. You know that point. Sometimes, so here Arjuna and Krishna they are blowing conch shell to its fullest range. Tadeva vibhagena darshayan aha. So the same thing which was mentioned in 14th shloka is said here, is shown here, vibhagena. Dividing them, like literally speaking or about their conscience, names, and so on. पांचजन्य ऋषिकेशो देवदत्तं धनंजयः पौंड्रं दद्मौ महाशंखं भीमकर्मा वृकोदरः. Panchjanyadini Shri Krishna Adi Shankhanam Namani. So Panchjanya and so on are the names of the conch shells of Shri Krishna and so on. Bhimam Ghoram Karma Yasya Saha. So one whose activities, whose deeds are fierce, Ghoram, Bhimam. Vrikavat Udaram Yasya Saha Vrikodaraha. What is Vrikavat?
Like wolf?
Ah, like Vrika is a wolf.
He's hungry, like
But how can we compare stomach with the wolf?
hungry. Hungry. He's very hungry, like wolf.
Oh, really?
That's what I have heard in the explanations also.
What I've heard is, or read even, is Vrika Agni. There is one Agni by the name Vrika.
Oh,
So, anyhow, so one whose Udara, one whose stomach is like Vrika. Now, Vrika, if we consider wolf, so wolf has to be hungry. Otherwise, it's Vrika Agni. So, Yasya Saha.
Prabhu, you are correct, I guess. If you look at Vrikodaraga in Kalpadruma, in the Sanskrit, it gives a
Vrikodara?
Vrikodara. Yeah. Kalpadruma.
Okay.
So in the bracket.
This one?
Yeah.
So Vrika Namakah Agni Udare Yasya. So there is an Agni by the name Vrika. So it makes more sense actually than a wolf.
Yeah, I have heard it's wolf. Probably they just
But
looking at the dictionary and then saying, I guess.
wolf, I don't know how much wolf fit there in Bhima's stomach. So one whose udara consists of or has the Agni named Vrika. So Mahashankham, Poundram, Dadbho, he also blew his conch shell, his great conch shell named Poundram. So Ananta Vijayam Raja Kunti Putro Yudhishthirah Nakulaha Sadevashta Sughosha Manipushpakau Nakulaha Sughosham Nama Shankham Dadmam Sahadeva Manipushpakam Nama. Simple. काश्यश्च परमेश्वासः शिखण्डी च महारथः धृष्टद्युम्न विराटश्च सात्यकिश्चापराजितः काश्यः काशीराजः कथं भूतः परमश्रेष्ठ इषु आसः धनुर्यस्य सः. What is this? Okay, so Kashya means Kashiraj and Katham Bhuta means uh, uh, how is that Kashiraj? You know, what is his quality or how is he? So he is Parameshwasa. That's Visheshana for him, and it means Parama Shrestha Ishwasa Dhanurisasa. So one who possesses a great bow, Dhanu. He is Parameshwasa.
So what is Ishu Asaha means?
Ishu
You
means
said
arrow. Asa means
Ishu.
asukshepane. So, so Dhanu is something which can throw arrows. Ishu asa.
I see. Vasa is a separate word. Huh? I
No,
see. Okay.
Ishu is one word and asa.
Asa, I see.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Ishu means an arrow.
Hmm.
Ishu means an arrow.
Okay.
द्रुपदौ द्रौपदेयाश्च सर्वशः पृथ्वीपते सौभद्रश्च महाबाहु शंखान् दद्मुः पृथक् पृथक्. So hey Prithvipate, hey Dhritarashtra. That's all. Prithvipate refers to Dhritarashtra here. Now just imagine the name of Dhritarashtra. Now Dhritarashtra is a negative word, isn't it? Dhritarashtra, one who sticks to Rashtra. But he's still named Dhritarashtra because he's such.
Oh, one who is sticking to the kingdom, he's not giving up the kingdom.
Yeah, and that very much suits his personality and his acharan throughout his life. So, but still he accepted that name, Dhritarashtra. So, Sacha Shankhanam Nadaha Twadhiyanam Mahabhayam Janayamasa iti aha. So Sanjay is speaking to Dhritarashtra that sound of the conch shells of Pandava's army generated Janayamasa a great fear in Twadhiyanam. Twadhiyanam refers to the people of Dhritarashtra. Twadhiya. You know, one is Madhya, mine, and Twadhiya is yours. So, which means the Kauravas. Now, even though Pandavas had less number of army from a quantity from a quantity point of view, but still their sound generated fear in Kauravas army. So that also, from a practical point of view, is quite astonishing. Saghosho Dhartarashtrana Hridayani Vedarayat Navashcha Prithvim Chaiva Tumulo Vyanunadayan. Dhartarashtraणam Tvadiyanam Hridayani Vidaritvan. The hearts of of Tadiyas, of your relatives your army have been shattered. Kim Kurvan? What is Kim Kurvan? Kim Kurvan is
What did they do, right?
no. Here Kim Kurvan is for the sound actually, Saghosha. So that Ghosha shattered the hearts first of all, and what more did that sound do? What was the effect, let's say, of that sound, that Ghosha is Nabha cha prithvim cha eva tumula vyanunadayan pratidhvani bhihi apurayan. So it filled that sound, that Ghosha, it filled Apurayan, the Nabha, the sky, and the Prithvi with the echo, Pratidhvani. Pratidhvani is the echo. So basically, everywhere in all the directions, the Ghosha, the Pandavas, the Ghosha of Pandavas' army was resounding, basically. Okay, Pratidhvani. Okay, so this is another section beginning from text 20. Yeah, so we'll just stop here till 19 and we'll continue next Friday. Anything else? I think it was okay.
So I have one question in the Anvaya, first verse Anvaya.
Okay,
Bhagavatam, not this one.
just 1 minute. Yes.
So here, Asya Vishwasya Janmadi Sthita Yataha Parameshwarat, it says, and Artheshu Vishwakaryeshu Anvayat Karanatvat Itarathascha Vyatirekat Akaryasya Asatvat Bhavati. This from Anvayat to Bhavati, I don't know how it grammatically fits into the rest of the sentence on the top.
This one?
Yes. What is Bhavati? Why Bhavati is there? I'm not able to connect.
So Bhavati is connected with Janmadi. Janmadi Bhavati, okay?
Oh.
Asya Janmadi Yataha Bhavati, if you remove this section.
Yataha Bhavati, yeah? Is Yataha itself is enough, right? But
No, Yataha, okay, if we put Yataha in front here, that would also do good. Yataha Bhagavataha Parameshwarat Asya Vishwasya Janmadi Bhavati.
oh, okay. That is okay. And that is clear, Prabhuji. Another thing is, why is it Karanatvat, Vyatireka, Karyasya, Asatvat? There is a Panchami there.
Panchami here, because Panchami is here in the Moola.
Correct. But my question is...
Okay. So it means so Karanatvat would literally translate as because of being the cause.
Okay.
So the Lord is present because of being the cause, and the Lord is not present because of not being the effect. Or more literally, it would mean because of not because of the known existence of the known effect, something which is not affected. Yeah, literally it sounds a little crazy, but
So, but this Akaryasya Sattva is a Visheshana for the Parameshwara?
Visheshana, it's not a Visheshana literally. Um, 1 minute. Okay, we can say here because in this Anvaya and it's combined like that. So Yataha. So okay, we can take that way also as Visheshana because they are sharing the same vibhakti. That is one take. Mhm.
So, how it is Akaryasya Asattva, non-effect, non-existent becomes Visheshana there?
Akaryasya asatva means one thing is now Parameshwara here is referred as Karana and Karya. Cause,
Right.
and he's referred here as cause, both the cause and the effect of this manifest universe. So this manifest universe is Vishwakarishu.
Hmm.
So first of all, Parameshwara is referred
Oh,
as
here Karya means not work, huh? It is a
it's
cause. Huh?
it's manifested universe here. The
The
manifested.
Vishwa, which is the effect. Is that the meaning? The Vishwa, which is the effect?
Yes, yes. The Vishwa which is in effect, which we see, the manifested.
I see. Okay.
And Anvayat and Itarata, Karana and Karya in this case is the cause and effect of this manifested creation. So that is Parameshwara. So yes, we can say it's Samana Adhikarana, Visheshana.
Okay. And so still this Akarya says a Asattva.
Yeah, so
how-
Akarya se asatva means non-existence. That is clear.
Right. Yes.
Sattva means existence, asattva means non-existence. Karya means the effect. Karana is the cause, and
Right.
Karya is the effect. Akarya means something which is not affected, something which has not resulted. So the non-existence of something which doesn't exist, which is not affected.
Yeah, which is like the flower in the sky, right?
Yeah, Khe Pushpa Ityadi.
But then is it a Visheshana or is it a reasoning here given?
It can be considered both actually. It can be considered both. If we consider it like a Visheshana, that's okay, Karya and Karana. If we consider it as a reasoning, that's also good, means no harm. Because I think it's like a mixture of reasoning into a Visheshana. It's like, the Visheshana here talks of, yeah, I think both of them are good.
I see. Okay. But if you take it as a reasoning, what would be the meaning of this one? Akarya Sattva, because of non-existence of the non-affected things, how is it the material universe is Bhavati?
That Parameshwara. Okay. So from Parameshwara, from Parameshwara, the Janma, Sthiti and Bhangam, creation, maintenance, and annihilation of this universe takes place, Bhavati. So now let's continue the sentence. Anvayat Idrata joining them. So Parameshwara Parameshwara is the cause of this manifested universe creation. This is one thing. And Parameshwara is not the cause of anything which is not in existence. Did you get it?
He is not the cause you are saying, but where is it mentioned not the cause?
That's implied actually here, because I think Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur or either of the acharyas explain that it implies that anything which is not in existence, which is not in effect, is not caused by Parmeshwara. That's why it's not in existence.
Oh, okay.
Because unless Parmeshwara is the cause, nothing can exist. So everything has to be caused by Parmeshwara to be considered as an effect.
Okay, okay. So in this case, there is a word missing or what, Prabhu, to complete the sentence?
I think implied meaning. They say it implied meaning. Like things are implied.
I see. Because I was not able to connect to this akaryasya asatvat, asatvat, akaryasya asatvat, non-existence of the non-real. Due to that,
Anvayat means direct. Itarata Vyatirek means indirect.
right?
So directly is connected. Parmeshwara is connected as the Karana. That is the cause. Indirectly, it's telling the same thing actually. Vyatireka is telling the same thing, but from a different angle. That Parmeshwara is the Karana, and where something which is not caused of him cannot be in existence. So basically, it's telling the same thing indirectly.
Correct. So if I take that meaning, sorry to extend this. So this Parameshwara here, you are taking Karana. He is the Karana. Here you are taking a Visheshana, right?
Okay, let's.
But in the Vyatireka, you are not taking it as a Visheshana. You are
No,
taking it as a
we can take Itarata also as a Visheshana because Cha is there. So Cha is connecting both Anvayat and Itarata with Yataha.
It's 9 o'clock.
We can take
Correct.
Itarata also with Yataha, no problem. This is also Panchami, and Cha, the letter Cha, is connecting both Anvayat and Itarata with Yataha, no problem.
Right. So not in the, now I'm asking in the what is given in the bracket. So that one is very clear. This is what you said in the words. But in the bracket, how can I
Bracket
take it
means
as a
this
Visheshana?
Vyatirekat Akaryasya Satvat.
Right, exactly. Is that a reasoning or is it a Visheshana? If it is a Visheshana, how it is becoming a
Means,
Visheshana?
first of all, Vyatirekat Akaryasya Satvat is not in the verse. It's a gloss here, of Itarata. So, if we see the words from the shlokas, I think that is connected now, Anvaya, Itarata, and so on. And we can, Itarata is being explained here by this Vyatireka Takarya Satva.
I see. So it need not connect to the existing sentence. That's what you're saying.
Maybe or maybe not. What I consider personally is, or what I know understand is, like whether these words in brackets they connect to the whole context or not. That is a different thing. But they are explaining the word thereafter.
I see. Oh,
That is one thing I understand, like in general.
I see. Okay.
Hmm.
That makes
Sorry,
sense.
I didn't quite catch.
That makes sense, Roji. Thank you.
Okay, so we'll meet on Monday and we'll begin the Bhu Dhatu. Dhaturantasya Govinda Pratyaya. Okay, Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Thank you, Shubhu.